Hi there, this is Davey T from Field Sports Scotland. I'm coming to you from the Highlands. I have decided tonight to do not a review like what I normally do, but a kind of tutorial on how to set up the Yukon Photon. Over the last couple of weeks I have had numerous emails, Facebook messages and social media messages of people asking me how I set up the photons, because I have tested quite a few of these. In fact, I've used every single one of the photons that have been available, and I love the unit and I've never had an issue with them. I started off a while back, a few years ago, a 5x42, the original turret version of the Yukon Photon on a semi-automatic 22LR, and I loved it. It was brilliant, and that got me hooked. I went to the 4.2 and 4.6, tested those for Thomas Jacks. 4.2 had zeroing issues, not in regards to having to zero it itself, but it did have problems holding zero for some reason. I don't know if it was anything to do with software, but a lot of those phased out very quickly. And almost immediately, Yukon Pulsar brought out the XT model, a better XT model with the 6.5x50. And I own one of those just now, and I've had one ever since. It's been great. Now, this model in front of here is courtesy of Thomas Jacks. This is the Yukon Photon RT. Now, yesterday I decided to zero the two rifles back up with the photons on them. If anybody has caught my my more recent reviews, they would have known that I literally just this week I finished off a review on the Night Force SHV scope, which I had mounted on this rifle. So when I took the Night Force off to send it back to DM Firearms, I decided, well, we'll put the Photon back on and we'll do a tutorial. Now, when I had the Night Force on this rifle, I had the RT model on this rifle, and again I never had any issues. And when I had it on the 22LR, which is the CZ455, I had it attached to a rail. Unfortunately, I only have a limited amount of rings that go onto rails, so I put it back onto the dovetail mounts with kind of the cheap aluminium style rings, and I zeroed them both with no issues. Now, a lot of the problem I think people are having when they're trying to set these up is that they're mounting them too high. And I'm going to be straight to the point and tell you this. This one is sitting with the objective lens 1.5 centimeters off the barrel. And this one, the 22LR, with the XT model, is sitting at 1 centimeter above the barrel. Now, I think that's a lot to do with the issues that that people are having. Every time someone has asked me how to set it up, they have asked about, I've asked them to send me a picture, and what's happened is they've put custom rails on their rifles. A lot of the rifles these days a lot of people, target shooters especially, are asking for bigger objective lenses. They're using high mounts possibly, or they're having the rails, custom rails are higher up on the action. Now I use, on both the dovetail and on the rails, I use medium or small mounts. On this rifle, with the 6.5x50, I can actually put, because it's a different unit, I can actually put small, lower profile rails on this rifle. But with the RT, I've got medium rings, sorry, not rails, rings on this rifle. And again, I have had no issues. I've done a little bit of a video, a field test to show you kind of zero. Bear in mind, yesterday it was snowing, it was a little bit windy, I was shooting from the back of my vehicle as well. It wasn't ideal zeroing conditions, but I still managed to zero the rifles, and proof was in the pudding. Last night I deliberately took the chance to go out and do a bit of pest control, And using the 243 and the RT setup, I shot a fox. You'll see this in the video, and you'll see pictures of that fox and the rabbits that I shot with the 22LR quite successfully. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the video, and we'll speak a little bit more on what happened in that video after when we come back later in the programme. Here we are down at the croft, one of the crofts that I do work on. I'm just about to zero the Yukon Photon RT. I've just taken off the night force off the Browning. I'm going to zero on. Notice on my article I mentioned about how high you should have your photon mounted. Well, here we go. That's probably about the maximum height you really should have it mounted. Now that's medium mounts, and because of the way it's set up, the only way I can get eye relief at the moment is to have medium mounts on it. If you could take your reel a little bit further closer, then you would be able to have that edge there, and you would be able to see I've got a little bit of clearance. Anyway, let's see how it's going. I've got a board over there, 100 metres. You notice how there's a black dot on it. I'm going to show you how to bore sight it. Bore sight is simple, basically. Take the bolt out. And all you do is you look down your barrel and line it up with the centre of the target before you take your first shot. Now on the RT you really can't see what I'm doing, but I'm moving the crosshairs from the centre, leaving the green crosshair there, and pulling it down to match it up with my bore sight. What I'm ready to do now is to take a shot, so we'll put the bolt back in and I'll take a shot. Now I'm bore sighted, ready to take my first shot. And we'll walk up and we'll see how it's gone. Right, as you see, that is where it hit through the bore sight. So it's on paper. This is where you get your bit of duct tape. Break off a little bit of duct tape. Or Gorilla tape, whatever you've got, but make sure it's black. Sorry about that. Get your little bit of duct tape and you stick it there. Now that is where I will drag my crosshairs to. Hopefully. Now what I'm doing is here, now leaving the green crosshair there, I'm dragging the red crosshair, the main crosshair, to the impact site covered by that one. That little black dot
second shot, and hopefully you've hit your 2-inch target. Now, as you see, my second shot is there, just here, just off the 2-inch target. We're able to get from there to there. That was my first shot, that's my second shot. Now I can fine tune and get it within. So all I need to do is leave the green crosshair there, click it down 2, along 2, and it should be in the centre. Fingers crossed.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that little video, especially the little fox at the end. That was a kind of edited part of that video. The actual calling in the fox and everything lasted for the best part of 10-15 minutes. So you'll see the most fascinating thing about that video was that the 2 Sika deer that were beside it, they didn't really bother at all. They just sat up. I went and collected the fox, they were still there. And when I left, they were still there. So nothing was harmed but the fox. You see the picture of the rabbits, so it kind of proves that the zeroing from the 2 rifles yesterday. Procedures are very much the same. The only difference between the URT version and the XT version is the RT has a zero assist crosshair. It's like a little green crosshair that you can leave on the centre of the target. It gives you a focus point so you can drag your main crosshair to the impact spot. Still a little fiddly, as you can see. All you're seeing is kind of black circles and you're trying to aim for the centre of those black circles, and in the conditions I was in yesterday, not ideal. Do they have a one-shot zero? They can do. In the right conditions they can do. As you see, after the one shot, after the second shot, sorry, I was pretty much just on the edge of the 2-inch target, which I've got the target here, which was there. It's a bit broken now because it got a bit wet. After you do that, after you get as close to the target, that's when you're fine tuning. As you can see, I finished off doing a little bit of a zero and it's at my finger here, so it was a bit low, but that could have been an error on my fault. I might have dropped it. As I said, all I can see is a black circle, and you'll see that on the video. Again, I followed the same procedure, similar procedure. However, with the 22LR, with the XT, you really do have to fix the rifle into its position. So there is no error when you're dragging that crosshair, because you have no zero assist crosshair like you do in the RT. So you're basically hoping that you're still looking at the centre of the target and you're moving your crosshair. If you do not have that rifle fixed, what is going to happen is that you're going to drag your rifle just subconsciously with the crosshair. It happened to me a million times before I got used to that kind of 2-shot zero way thing. Now, as you can see, I got it on to there, sorry, after bore sighting was my first shot here, and again no zero assist. I pulled it over to here for my second shot. There's a little hole here. I didn't bother putting a bit of tape there because I thought I'd adjust it. My adjust was completely wrong. And I landed up put here. This is why I've got a bit of tape over here. So that would be third shot. Then with putting the tape here, which I should have did there, I got my fourth shot, which was just right off the centre, touching the 1 inch ring, and then just a little bit of minute adjust, and I got it into just touching the red in the middle. So it just shows you I'm not far out. As I said, with the RT, this was my first shot after bore sighting. Bore sighting is important when you're zeroing a rifle. It doesn't matter whether it's with the Photon or with any other scope. Bore sighting saves you a lot of time and hassle. Now I bore sighted the 243 because this was the 243 at 100 yards. It's a little bit harder to bore sight out to that range than what it is to bore sight out to 50 yards with the 22LR. So my first shot was there, second shot was there, little finer adjustments. I put 2 rounds just to make sure there, and then I brought it back into the middle. I didn't bother taking another shot. I just kind of manually adjusted it down. So presumably I will either be on the red dot or just above the red dot where I would prefer to be anyway. So I'm quite happy with that. And as you see with the Fox video, it was pretty spot on in kind of hard conditions. Believe it or not, I took that shot off the roof of my vehicle, which is not ideal position either for it to shoot, but that's out in the field. That's how you find taking shots from that area. Now, as I said, I've never had an issue regarding the whole zero thing, and I think a lot to do with it, and I will reiterate this again, is to do with the height of the scope on the rifle. If your objective lens is too high up, you are not going to be able to get the right elevation to bring it down, and that it doesn't have infinite clicks. It doesn't have infinite elevation. And some more expensive night vision units and pulsar units, they will actually give you a lot more scope in regards to elevation, lowering the elevation and stuff. But this doesn't, and you are limited. So key factors: you don't want it too high away from the barrel. As I said, with the 243 here, it's a more of a slimline hunter rifle, sporter rifle, and I have it 1.5 centimeters. The objective lens rim is 1.5 centimeters above the barrel. On this kind of quarter rails, I call these, but they are a type of rail. I have medium normal scope rings. These are worn ones. These are about £85, but I have medium 30mm rings, not high ones. If you've got high ones, it's going to bring it up to here slightly, and then that's going to boost it up to 2 or 3 centimeters above the barrel. You really do not want that. Again, that's on a rail system. On the dovetail, I have done very similar. Now, I probably could afford to put it on a low mount on the dovetail. I don't have low rings, but you could possibly get away with putting on low rings for the dovetail. These again are medium rings, and my objective is literally 1 centimeter above the barrel. So I would say take it to a maximum 1.5 centimeters above the barrel, and you shouldn't have any issues. I don't have any issues, and I can't understand why other people do. Don't hesitate to message me if you've got any questions in regards to the Photon setups, because it is a lot of money. It's maybe the cheaper end of the market in regards to night vision, but for the new Yukon Photon 6x50, RT model, it is £599, so it's £600, and it's a lot of money to spend out if you can't get the mounting right. And don't give up, really don't give up, because it is all to do with the rings, or all to do with how your rail's set up. Now, they are good scopes, they are worth the money, and along with other night vision equipment and a little bit of savvy, they can work very well for you. Now, you can catch me on Facebook, on Field Sports Scotland page, or you can catch me through the website at www.fieldsportscotland. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel on YouTube. You'll see the link at the bottom of this. And as I said, do not hesitate in contacting me if you've got any issues, because I don't really want to see anybody struggling. Thanks for listening to my tutorial, and thank you again for putting up with my babble. This is Davey T from Field Sports Scotland. Have a good day.